Hello guys, in this part we learn arrays in C#. Arrays are used to store multiple values in a single variable instead of declaring separate variables for each value. To declare an array, define the variable type with square brackets. For example, a string and square brackets and value name. We have now declared a variable that holds an array of a string. To insert values to it, we can use an array literal place the values in a comma separate list inside curly braces. For example, Volvo and BMW and Ford and for the last Mazda. To create an array of integers, you could write int and square brackets and variable name and curly braces and values 10, 20, 30 and 40. Access the element of an array. You access an array element by referring to the index number. This statement accesses the value of the first element in cars. So console.writeLine cars and 0 index. Control F5 and Volvo, the first value, and change an array element. To change the value of a specified element, refer to the index number. So cars and cars 0 index equal to Opel and semicolon. Console.writeLine cars with 0 index. Control F5 and Opel. Array length. To find out how many elements an array has, use the length property. So console.writeLine cars.length 1, 2, 3 and 4. Control F5 and 4 here. Loop through an array. You can loop through the array elements with a for loop and use the length property to specify how many times the loop should run. So in this example, outputs all elements in the cars array. So for int I equals 0 semicolon and I smaller than cars dot length and I plus plus and console.writeLine cars and I index. Control F5. So for better see in here console.writeLine and line. Control F5. Opel, BMW, Ford and Mazda. The for each loop. There is also a for each loop which is used exclusively to loop through elements in an array. The following example outputs all elements in the cars array using a for each loop. So write for each string I in cars and console.writeLine I. Control F5 and for better see, copy this code and paste here. Control F5. The result like the for loop. In this example, you can read like this: for each string element called I as an index in card, print out the value of I. So if you compare the for loop and for each loop, you will see that the for each method is easier to write. It does not require a counter using the length property and it is more readable. Sort arrays. There are many array methods available. For example, sort, which sorts an array alphabetically or in an ascending order. For example, array.sort cars and for each string car in cars. and console.writeLine car. And for better see, copy this code and paste here. Control F5 and BMW, Ford, Mazda and Opel. And sort an int array dot sort my noms and change the values 5, 3, 2 and 6. And for each int num in my noms and console.writeLine num and Control F5 and this is sorted 2, 3, 5 and 6. System.link namespace. Other useful array methods such as min, max and sum can be found in the system.link namespace. So import this using system.link and write the example. Console.writeLine .writeLine mynums.max and copy, paste and paste mynums.min and mynums.sum. The max method returns the largest value and min method returns the smallest value and sum method returns the sum of elements. So for Control F5 and for better see, copy and paste Control F5 and 6 to the max, min and sum. Other ways to create an array. If you are familiar with C#, you might have seen arrays created with a new keyword, and perhaps you have seen arrays with a specified size and as well. In C# there are different ways to create an array. So a string, the first way, a string cars equal to new string and with four values, and change the name to array1 and this way create an array of 4 elements and add values later. Way 2, a string array2 equal to new string 4 and Volvo and BMW. So what is the error? So 4 and Ford and Mazda. This way create an array of 4 elements and add values right away. Way 3, a string array3 and equal to new string and values. This way create an array of 3 elements without specifying the size. And the last way, a string array4 and equal to values. This way create an array of 3 elements omitting a new keyword and without specifying the size. It is up to you which option you choose. In our tutorial we will often use the last option as it is faster and easier to read. However, you should note that if you declare an array and initialize it later, you have to use the new keyword.